Welcome back to Letting Go University. Today we're looking at this lesson, I Will There Be Light, from the Course in Miracles workbook. It's lesson 73. I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. So we've been looking at kind of what the ego would put between us and the awareness of light and the oneness and presence of God, which is these grievances, which could be called resentments, fears, upsets, problems. There's sins and guilts. These things are all blocking an awareness of light by choosing, by willing them to take priority. It's interesting. I have to consent. I have to will this thing I'm afraid of to be more important than light, than love. I have to will sin to be more valuable than acceptance, than joy. I have to, and so it's a strange thing I'm choosing so often, or I have in the past, and probably will into the future too. I'm not in denial about this. I probably choose to get focused on some negative things and get caught up with that at times, and I certainly have in the past. So all this, what this lesson is doing is giving us the opportunity to put that will, to choose to use our will for light. I will there be light. To choose to use our focus. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. I'm not choosing, uh, my will is not darkness. I will there be light. So, what we're going to do here is allow ourselves to just, interestingly enough, really resist seeing the light and willing there be light. What do I mean when I say that? Well, this we're doing that all the time. Choosing to focus on what I'm afraid of is the same thing as resisting the presence of light. But I'm just doing it unconsciously. Choosing to focus on what I feel so guilty and sinful about, or what somebody else is guilty and sinful about, is resisting seeing the light there, seeing the presence of God there and love there. And it takes a lot of resistance, a lot of fear, a lot of guilt, a lot of anger, to make it seem desirable at all to continue to be in darkness. I got to get really caught up in this, and that's what the ego is. It's that which gets caught up with things that don't exist and obscure the light that is. So just continue to release those programs. We'll just look at where we're resisting seeing light somewhere and choose, will there to be light there. Darkness is not our will. Now, what happened, what we're talking about is, it's not that we're not condoning or going along with really negative behavior. What we're discovering is that it's not even there unless we insist on it to be, which could be, the ego is going to argue this. But you have to focus on something to be aware of it and to find it. When we walk along, there's so much we're not even noticing. It's like it's not even there. And it's only when we focus on something that it seems to be real and there. And so when we spend so much of our time focusing on darkness, focusing on negativity, we find more and more of it, and it seems like it's there, where we have the opportunity to just go right by it and let it dissolve into nothing there. That's why two people can have very different experiences walking through the airport. One can have a fantastic time. Oh, look, like, wow, security's doing such a good job. Oh, so look at all these beautiful people. Oh, right. My, uh, there's a line here. Great. I got some time to do my Course in Miracles lesson. Whereas somebody else can go through the airport in a very different experience. Oh, security. That's taking so long. These people are. Have you experienced that? So we're just looking at where we're resisting or choosing darkness, letting that go, and to make it easier and easier to will there be light. Let's begin. So, could you allow yourself to just say the idea for today to yourself? I will there be light. I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine. I will there be light. That means I will there be light where before I was seeing darkness. Darkness is not my will. God, I ask for thy grace. Let me behold the light that reflects thy will and mine. Help me to let go of the pursuit and the willing of darkness, that I may choose light. I will there be light. And I'm willing to light up where I've been seeing darkness. I will there be light. And so just take a look at any person, situation, or even yourself where it seemed dark. I hate this guy. Oh, I messed up so bad. Guilt, projected guilt as hate. Oh, I really want this or that. And just looking at where it seemed other than light. And could you will there be light there too? God, I don't see it right now. I've been seeing darkness here. I will there be light. I ask for light. And just opening up. And what will happen is you'll see where the darkness has been, and you'll have an opportunity to let it go. Because if you ask for help, you're going to get it. So could you open up and will the light show you what's actually there? We imagine all kinds of things in the dark because we can't see. Could you just will the light to be there, open up to the light being there? Oh, I was seeing this person as hateful. I was seeing myself as guilty. I saw myself lacking or in need. Maybe that's not true. Could I let it go? Darkness is not my will. I will there be light. Could I let go of this perception of darkness, this feeling? And I don't have to. And would I let go? Darkness is not my will. I will there be light. Would I let go of this feeling, this perception of darkness? And this is a choice that you will have many, many times most days until that will of light is just a constant, that seeing light is just a constant. So it's okay. That's why we're doing the workbook. That's why we're practicing letting go. Because I will there be light. I mean, that sounds like a good idea. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will in mine. I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. And as part of your spiritual evolution program, when you say, I will there be light, let me behold the light that reflects God's will in mine. I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. Guess what comes up? Where I've been seeing darkness. Why? To bring light to it. Because I will there be light. Come on, I didn't want to have to look at all the darkness that I've been insisting on seeing. I just wanted to see the light. Well, you'll see it. Could you let any of the darkness that you've been seeing come to the light? Just let it come up. We don't want to hide the darkness from the light. That's why it stays dark. Could you just allow, will there be light? And that might be a person that you're afraid of or angry with. That might be something you're desiring or wanting. Could be something you're feeling guilty or ashamed of. And could you will there be light with whatever's coming up to be enlightened by thy will? Because this is what you're here to enlighten. This is what you're here to shine light on, to bring divine loving presence to. And could you allow that? And could you allow yourself to just notice whatever that perspective, those thoughts were that made darkness seem like a good idea to be subscribing to it, whatever that feeling was, fear, desire, guilt, anger, whatever that is, could you bring it all to light? Just let it up. Will there be light with this feeling? Will this perception be enlightened? The darkness be filled with light and therefore dissolve? Could you, will there be light in the darkness? I will there be light. Darkness is not my will. And just letting this come up to be enlightened. Could you enlighten the darkness by your will? By your choice? Would you enlighten the darkness by your will? What happens when darkness is enlightened? It dissolves. And it's just a choice. I will there be light. Let me behold the light that reflects God's will and mine, thy will. I will there be light. Let me behold thy will. Darkness is not my will. I let it go. I let it be enlightened. And so to go through today, willing there be light where the ego would tempt you with grievances and barriers to light. I will there be light throughout the day. I will there be light here. I will there be light there. I will there be light everywhere. And starting to see that you are that presence of light. You bring the light where before I brought darkness, now I bring light. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being your holy function as light of the world, and have the best day you can.